This new horse trailer is a game changer for me. You know, of course I can haul materials, hay. I brought back 2 large bales of hay yesterday, no problem. Rides perfectly. It's in pretty good shape for a 1966 trailer, so I'm just gonna make some improvements and, well, let's take a closer look.
I think the previous owner had this trailer parked for about 10 years, so the tires are kind of old, and once I hit dirt road I blew out one of the tires. It was able to hobble along just fine though. It also has 2 broken hinges, one busted away, the middle hinge is fine, and then the top hinge is actually missing some pieces that I'll have to build. I tied the gate in place with some wire, so I got to remove that gate and then I can get this hay unloaded. Like usual, I just backed the trailer up to a tree that's on high ground and yanked off the hay and covered it with a tarp and did the same on the other side. With the hay out of the truck, I can see that the wood floor is in better shape than I thought. Someone had nailed down some carpet at the front end, possibly to keep things from falling through the cracks and whatnot, but the wood overall is in good shape. I just got everything covered and hopped into the van when it started to rain like crazy.
You ever seen a horse and a dog just running laps like a couple of dog buddies? Isn't that fun? They sure like each other. Ingus, well, look, he came running, but Sage wasn't there yet, so he's going back, make sure he gets him. Now they're gonna go for it. The entire frame and everything is in really great condition. This is the very worst of the rust damage, just on this panel here in the front. The plan is to grind down any heavily rusted spots and sand any spots that just need to be sanded down. I'm definitely going to paint the entire undercarriage, the frame, the step side, the fender wells. I'm going to use Rust-Oleum to prevent further rust, and then I might paint the entire thing in truck bed liner like I did my van. So it has real old tires on it, and I lost one. You know, it's a long drive that I made to go get this, and I hit dirt road. I had 25 miles of dirt road to go basically when that tire went flat, and I just hobbled along the rest of the way, and I was able to make it home safely. And I'm just going to change out any tires that need to be changed out. I'll probably paint the rims. I need to change the connector for the lights, and I'll run new lights if I have to. And the gate back here, really nice latching gate, like so, you see. It has a couple broken hinges. So this piece, I just finished grinding down all the metal around it. It already had some grinding done, but I cleaned it up and pounded that in there so I can weld it. This one is fine. And then this one, the guy had these spare pieces still, the tube and still, so I cut this down, completely ground down the sides that'll touch any metal and be welded. Same with the frame and then the tube here. And I cut this tube to be exactly the same length as the rest of them. So this should be perfect. I just need to, first I'll spot weld these. I'm going to show you guys why everyone should own a welder, and that's because a welder like this does MIG, TIG, stick. You can do flux core, gas, welding, all kinds of different options. It makes it really easy. You can pull up on the 7-inch display an image that shows you how to connect it for each different type. I've never even done stick welding, but first I'm going to show you with flux core, one of the easiest types of welding, that I could spot weld all these in place and probably be just fine. And anybody can make a spot weld. You see, these are the pieces that I cut the hinge from. So I've run a cord out here from the shop that's connected to the solar system. And I just need to disconnect the grinder and I'll connect the welder. I'm not using 220, so I'm using their adapter for 110 for the welder. This is the DP200 by YesWelder. Just like most welders, there's a button on the back to fire it up. You can see YesWelder DP200. Okay, so we're already set for flux cord welding. Help tells us how to set it up. So you can see that, you know, this cord goes from here to here. This is where your clamp is. This is for your torch. When you hit home, you can select what you want to run: MIG, mag, flux cord, TIG, stick, and there's other settings. So it's set. So the first thing I notice is the welder's running fine. I'm only running it on 110. I don't have a huge solar system right now that it's connected to. The inverter's only 4,000 watts, and it's not even a pure sine wave inverter. That might be blinding you, huh? But so the welder runs perfectly fine. Occasionally it'll kind of cut out and I can hear the engine kind of bog down maybe. And if I just wait a second, it's back on, and I welded. I'm really impressed with how well the welds went just now. I'm going to show you a couple. I just spot welded a few parts so that I could hold everything in place and then show you how easy it is to spot weld. And then I ran one line and I had my sunglasses on underneath, and I realized I couldn't see where I was running it, and it got better and better. And so I'm about to show you how to do a spot weld, and then I'm going to run a bead for you guys. I'm not a great welder, but this is proof that, you know, anyone can do it really. I think the fact that I didn't change any settings, it was automatically set where it's at, it seems to be working golden for some reason. You see back here, I just held the torch up to the bottom part here, just went into a little bit of a circle till I put a little weld there, another in the middle, another at the top, okay? And then I did the same on the other side, and this is real ugly, but it was my very first attempt with it, and actually the first line was nice and clean, but I couldn't see, and so then I came back and did a real good weld that actually is quite clean right along the edge, but then I decided to come back and fill in the gap and whatever. So, and if you have to do a weld like this, you can just grind this down until it looks nice and smooth and paint over it, and no one would know any better anyway. But that's definitely going to do the trick. And now I'll try to set this up so I can show you how easy it is to spot weld. And then maybe I can set this up to run a bead. Okay, so in order to do a spot weld, I hope you can see, this is pretty easy though. All you have to do, you get the torch and you want that wire to touch the metal. That's what's going to arc it out and start the weld. And if you can just touch, and then all you have to do really is sit there, and you can see as you're making a little bit of a circle. Oh, I'm off, I think. It's hard to see from here. So it's actually right here. Boom. So you see that, you can see that glowing for a second. So that's how easy it is to make a spot weld. If you did, you could do 10 spot welds all the way down that thing, and it'd fix your problem, you know? It just wouldn't be super pretty. And now we'll try to run a bead. I've never really ran, well, I've run a couple beads, a few, but so I'm just trying to go in a slow circle, and as you watch, you can see it melting, and you just want to walk that melted part, walk it forward slowly. Try to keep it melting. This could kill the battery because I'm not stopping. I'd like to see a little better, but I'm having trouble seeing. You get, that's not too bad though. I think I could do a little better if I could see better, but I'm kind of at the wrong angle because I'm trying to get the camera there, but that'll do the trick for sure though, you know. I got a good deal on this trailer because these hinges were broke, and this isn't so bad to fix, is it? You can manufacture your own stuff.
I cut new pieces so I could build a new hinge up top. It seems like the most important part when welding is to clean both surfaces, so to grind them down to fresh metal. If you don't grind it well, you won't make a great connection, and the welds might just snap. And I wanted to swing this open for the first time on camera so you guys could see, hey, it didn't snap at all. I was talking to a friend of mine while I was welding these hinges together, and he asked if they were capped on the top, and they weren't. I didn't even think of it at the time, and well, they are now. I went ahead and filled in the tops of those rings for the hinges, so now water can't get down there and cause any damage. And just like that, the gate will hold up and last quite some time. I put some paint over those hinges so that they won't rust, and in fact I'm going to sand down most of this trailer and coat it in this Rust-Oleum.
All this time I've been gardening, and I never had gardening tools, and there's really cheap sets out there, and then there's this one that's just a little more money that looks like it's just built a lot better, and it has real good reviews. And Stetson sent in the tools here. He says that he's in Arizona, enjoys watching the videos, and hopes that I can use these tools. So thank you kindly for that, Stetson. It's a cool name, by the way. And then, let's see. These were sent in by Roger. Hope your dogs enjoy these items. Take care. From Roger. So we've got the dog treats. We've got a shovel. So I burn through shovels, and the one I have now, I broke both of these lips off. So time for a new shovel. We'll get the dogs some of these. I've been burning through these, and you guys have been awesome. A few people have sent these in, so I've got a little backup of popcorn, and that's cool because popcorn is pretty much the only snack I eat. And then this is a pair of scissors. I've been using the same old scissors forever, and they don't work. So these are just Amazon Basics. I think they were less than $3. They feel great though on my fingers. They're kind of soft and rubbery. So some new scissors. These actually smell kind of good. I was almost tempted to taste it, but who knows what kind of chicken beak and whatever is. I don't know what's in these. Incas, you want a treat, buddy? Some chicken beak. Here you go, buddy. Want a few of these? Good boy. How are those? I'll get you some, buddy. Here you go. Treat. Good boy. Is that good? Yeah, you like that, huh? Good boy. I hear you. Oh, yeah, you're excited, huh? You're excitable. Oh, okay. You're done? I just gave him like 5 of these and he ate them and swallowed them whole. Hold on. There you go. Just swallows them whole. Funny guy. He just had 4 cups of food like 2 hours ago. Here you go, Helga. Good girl. It's okay. Just share. There you go. Wow, they cut pretty nicely. And then look at these guys. Wow. Nice solid metal, real good rubber handles. Fiskars makes pretty good tools. This one has a little measuring on it for inches, or this says 10 centimeter. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And then this one's a larger scoop. Good boy. No bark. Good boy. Just want to take a peek somewhere that I hopefully don't have something growing. Well, matter of fact, this is rough dirt out here. Look at that. And this looks like good soil now because it's been in here so long, I guess. The real good stuff is, you know, over here, but I don't want to dig up anything that's planted. But this is going to be so good. I can loosen up all the soil between plantings with these.
I do a fairly large amount of digging around the homestead, so this shovel will really come in handy. I'll retire the old shovel to scoop manure only, and this one should be able to get the heavy labor done around the homestead.
Seems to do the trick.
Next, I need to replace the blown out tire and the spare for the trailer. I was able to pull that tire off, but the tire machine has never really worked quite right because the plan was to dig down like this and pour concrete, but I don't have any on hand right now, so I'm just going to try to throw sand on it for now. When I bought the trailer, I shook the rims, and one rim I could tell was moving a little bit, which means its bearings need packed, or really it's been parked for like a decade, so really it probably just needs new bearings all the way around. And in order to order the right bearings, especially for a trailer so old, I went ahead and just pulled the hub so I could see the parts and get all the parts ordered. So I went ahead and ordered new bearings and grease seals all the way around. If you've never done it before, you just pull the cotter pin out, remove the castle nut, and then it all just pretty well slides apart from there. The grease seal was pretty well blown out, and it looks like maybe you could repack the bearings, but I just don't see why I should even bother. Here's a closer look at the bearings. If you clean them up, you can see on the edge, there's a casing for each bearing. It has its own part number. The bearing has a part number. And then hopefully you can find a part number on the grease seal, but mine was blown out. I was able to just do some further research to figure out exactly what I needed. I'm constantly changing my own tires on the homestead. It's just the easiest way to get it done. If you've ever changed a tire by hand, it can be pretty difficult, and these trailer tires are a little tighter than any tire I've changed before. I already replaced the flat tire, and this is the final tire. This is the spare. I just need to put a nice spare on. So if I do get a flat, I'm ready to go. I could feel that having this tire machine buried with all the weight on it is really making it a lot easier. Unfortunately, the wood, the 2x4s that I ran underneath, I don't know if it was just old or maybe cracked already, but as I was starting the tire, at least one of the 2x4s snapped and rendered this system basically useless. So I'm going to have to get several bags of concrete and I need to pour a foundation to hold this in place, and then I'll be able to change out tires all the time. But unfortunately, this was a complete failure. I was able to get the first half of the tire off without any hiccup, but once I got the bottom half going, somehow the 2x4 down below snapped. I'll just have to get some bags of concrete next time I'm in town and get that set up right. Then I'll get that changed out. I'll have the bearings soon. I went ahead and painted the frame and the base of the trailer, and well, we're making quite a bit of progress. Check out this video, and the DP200 link will be down below.